A warm welcome to everyone. I'm Haripriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Costume Design and Fashion. So in this video, we are going to see about fashion illustration. So in this video, first we are going to see about the origin of fashion, clothing theories, clothing as modesty, protection, status and religious symbol, fashion as status symbol, the major fashion centers and fashion theories. So first, the origin of fashion. The origin, which means what is the starting point of the fashion, how it has been developed, what is the stages of development, what is the main cause of development, what are all the uses of developing those fashions. This can be differentiated, or we can be discussed about those things. Next, the clothing theories. What is a clothing theory, how the theories has been differentiated, this can be seen here. Next, the clothing as modesty. What is modesty and what is the major cause of modesty and why we using clothing as a main here. Next, what is protection? So on using those clothing, what is the protection status? Those can be differentiated and this can be discussed here. Next, status and religious symbol. So while using those fashion, how the status has been seen, what is the fashion and what is the status between the symbol, status symbol, fashion as a status symbol, how the fashion has been differentiating the status, it can be seen here. Next, the major fashion centers and fashion theories, those can be discussed in this video. Next, the origin of fashion. So the fashion has deep historic roots, evolving from practical necessities to a powerful form of cultural and personal experience. Its origins can be traced across different civilizations shaped by geography, social structures, and technological advancement. So, the fashion has deep historic roots. So, from the development of the human being, or from the beginning till date, the fashion has a vital role. It plays a vital role, which means how the fashion has a deep historical roots. So how the human has developments from stone age to now, it can be differentiated using those fashion, evolving from practical necessities to a powerful form of cultural and personal experience. How the culture has been developed, culture, which means how the wearing styles, what is a fashion between those, everything has been comes under a fashion. It is a main thing to be a society. Its origin can be traced across different civilizations shaped by geography. So the different civilization from the beginning to now, how many civilizations we have crossed, what is the growth in between it, how the fashion differentiates different civilizations from different various places of the world, can be differentiated using this fashion. How the fashion has been implemented, and what is the status between those peoples, what are all the stages between those peoples has been mainly categorized in those using this fashion. So shaped by geography. And next, social structures. The social structure, which means from now, not nowadays, but in the beginning of the people growth, from the head to bottom, that is from the king and the empress, everyone has been differentiated and everyone has been categorized by different colors, different way of styles, what are all the way of wearing styles has been mainly categorized using this social structures. And next, the technological advancement. So nowadays we having different technologies, so using those technologies we can implement what are all the designs, what are all the needs we need, we can be implemented using those fashions. So everything the below is a detailed explanation of the fashion beginning. So from now we are going to explain how it has been seen. The prehistoric and ancient fashion. So the prehistoric and ancient fashion before 3000 BCE, every humans used animal skins, leaves and woven plant fibers for protection from weather. So mainly they use for protection purpose. So the human uses different animal skins. After hunting those animals, they eat. After that, the waste, after eating those the animals, they have a different skins. So they used as a protective one for wearing those skins to make them make warm and have a protective feel of over the environmental conditions. So skins, leaves and woven plant fibers for protection from weather. Next, the clothing signified social roles with the decorated furs, beads and painted bodies indicating status or tribal affiliations. So the clothing signified social roles. What are all the, so mainly the fashion, the clothing describes the person and they used to be the head, and way of seeing, the way of wearing the clothes has been differentiated to see the people. He or she should be the head, he or she should be the person who is to be here, like that. Based on the clothes they wearing, they has been differentiated and categorized. So after the animal skills, they use the fur from the animal hair, they took the fur and they to make it as a decorative one. And next, the beads and the painted bodies indicating status or tribal affiliations. The development of sewing tools like bones, needles and sinew threads leads to more structured garments. So though using those sewing tools, they used to make a garment and you wear it as a garment. Next, Egyptian fashion. Linen was the primary fabric derived from flax due to the Egyptian hot climate. So the flax is having the same character of cotton and it was mainly used in Egyptian basis because the cotton, more than cotton, the flax has a very good absorption capacity and it has a good texture other than more than cotton, so that the linen was morely preferable in the Egyptian places. Men wore kilts, that is chenets, and women wore sheath dress calarises. Jewelries and makeups were status symbols. So they wore the jewelries and makeups as a status symbols, mainly for attracting everyone. Next, Mesopotamian fashion. Wool was a dominant fabric. Tunic and draped garments were common. So mainly they have a different draping styles. They basically on the draping styles, it was seems to be the social rank. So based on the draping styles and color they wore, they can be differentiated from categorizing them from top to bottom. The social rank influenced clothing styles, with richer citizen wearing more elaborative designs. So the person is wearing more elaborative, that is more draping styles in the particular garment. They having the toppest rank in the social status. Next, Greek and Roman fashions. The Greek wore draped garments like chiton and imitations. So they too having a draping styles garments, often in white or dyed fabrics. So mainly they use white with dyed fabrics also. Next, the Romans adopted the tunic and toga with collars and trims, signifying classes and political status. Mainly the fashion encourages the political status and it has a great encouraging status of fashions. The Romans adopted the tunic and togas. So they uses different styles like this. Next, Indian and Chinese fashion. Indian developed silks and cotton garments including dhoti, sari and choli. In China, the Han dynasty established the Hanfu, influencing the East Asian dress codes. So India was mainly concentrating on silk and cotton garments like dhoti, sari and cholis, both men and women, from top to bottom, from North India to South India. In China, they used the Han dynasty. Those dynasty will establishing the Hanfu styles garments. So the next historical periods has been seen in the next video. Thank you.